Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Barb Ryder, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm here with week number 2 of our holiday season items. The featuring today is Mistletoe Magic and the Mistletoe dies. So these are a little bit of a, well, I guess they're in pretty good order. I thought they were a mess. But these dies coordinate with this stamp set, has some beautiful sentiments in there. And I'm going to show you how to use that with some of our designer paper and using some fun techniques. We're also going to be using the folder, and this folder is found in the annual catalog. And let me grab my catalog here. It is on page 177. It's the Wintry 3D, and there's a snowflake 3D embossing folder that comes in the packet. But this one is 3D. You see how it's thicker? That's why it's called 3D. And again, the stamp set that we're using is featured on page 15 in the July to December mini catalog 2022. And it gives you a few samples here. I'm going to show you how to just coordinate your things together instead of just using the stamp set and just cardstock. I have a couple tips for you here. So let's get started with our project. Oh, one more thing I wanted to share. Here's the paper we're using, the Painted Christmas. It's on page 29. It is a carryover or returning favorite, and so that is what we're going to be using in our project along with basic white. So let me move some things out of the way. I have my cut and emboss machine over to the side. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure that you subscribe and click the bell so you'll get the rest of the projects that are happening along with other things that I upload on a weekly basis. Okay, so I've got everything I need out of here. So first of all, I did already use the dies, okay? So what I used was I used this little piece right here, and I used these two pieces also. So I've pre-cut those out before I started the project, just to save a little time. And before we use the embossing folder, we are going to do some stamping. So I'm going to put that, just set that up here for a second. I've chosen to do the Merry Christmas from the stamp set up here. And let's bring in our parts and pieces. So what I have, so if you'd like to recreate this card, this is basic white. You can use thick or regular, either one. This happens to be thick. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, fold, so it makes it folded in half. Then I have a top layer. This is what we're going to be embossing, and I just want to double check, but I believe it is 4 by 5 1/4. Yes. So we'll have that. Then I have a couple other pieces that we're going to layer. This one is, gosh, my brain is short memory here. 3 1/4 by 4. So that means this is 1/4 smaller, which is 3 by 3 3/4. Okay, so that's going to go on there. We can go ahead and do that. So let me grab my Stampin' Seal. You'll need that, or whatever glue adhesive that you like to use. You will need that for your project. Make sure that when you cut your designer paper that you have your, if you have design going up and down, that you're cutting it properly. So your longer piece, it needs to go up and down, not side to side. Just a little FYI. And yeah, most of us can say, how do you think I found that out? So anyway, there you go. That's just going to mount onto shaded spruce. That is our color that we, in our green, and that's the same color we're going to be stamping our sentiment. So these pieces I'm going to use in a few minutes, so I'm just going to put them up here. And so here's what we're stamping on. Now, I'm just going to bring my little rubber piece over here. It just makes it easier. I do have my sponge, my Stampin' Pierce mat. It helps with using especially polymer stamps. But this is our red rubber, and it already has the rubber built into the the cling red rubber stamp. So that's why I don't have my Stampin' Pierce mat. Alright, so shaded spruce, we are going to ink this up. Making sure I always just double check before I go right to my paper. Now I want this down as far as I can go. Alright, so I'm going to go over to the right a little bit, and I'm just judging how much gap. See how there it does, the Y does not come all the way down to the edge, so I'm just looking at it to judge that. So when I stamp this onto my card, alright, I think that I got it pretty good. Hey, I did it right at the bottom. You can leave a little more space than that. I just wanted to make sure, because the next thing that we're going to do is use our embossing folder. I'm going to go ahead and clean this off with our Stampin' chamois. And I just keep it in one of our clear stamp cases. You can buy these in a package of 4, and there's so many uses for these cases, but that's what I use to keep my chamois. Alright, so there we are. Let's go ahead and close this up for the moment. Alright, so now this is where we are going to, and I wanted to do my sentiment first, because what we're going to do is we're going to bring this embossing folder in and see how it comes pretty much all the way down here. I don't know, let me see if I can bring it up higher. But the embossing part of it goes all the way down. What I want to do is I'm going to emboss this, and I want to come all the way down pretty much to where my, sorry, got a little out of the screen there, to where my sentiment is. So I'm just putting that in the folder and bringing that all the way down to there. Yep, that's what I want. So we're going to do one side at a time. All right. So this is how I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go over here just to the side and run this through my cut and emboss machine. And I apologize if the camera wiggles because it is on the same table, but give me, I'm trying to go slow, so it's not too bad. You can see my little arms moving over here in the shadow, I see. Alright, so I got that through. Okay, so you can see that it's not embossed right here. So what we're going to do is put this back in here, and we have a nice little line there, so I can line this right up. And it's okay if I overlap some, because this is going to have this piece will be going in to cover up some of it. So I just want to make sure I'm in the same spot on the edging. That's all. I'm just making sure that my edging lines up all the way across. Okay, so got to run that through one more time. And because I wanted to cover the whole 4 inches across, I have to, and this folder is not the whole cardstock size, that's why I had to run it through twice. Okay, and look at that. See if I can bring that up there. See the embossing in the white? There we go. You can see it better, I guess, to the side. But it comes right down to the edge, and it looks fabulous. Okay, so this is going to get mounted right there where I have that line, just like that, so we can see the nice embossing all the way around. But before I do that, we are going to take some of our mini ruffled ribbon in the real red, and that's going to go on to my focal point here. And I'm going to just go ahead and cut a piece off, and I cut it a little bit longer on the sides just because I want to have a good amount of adhesive to hold that down. Now you could use your Scotch tape. I do keep that in my basic stamper kit that I take with me anywhere or use all the time. So there, you can do that. or you can also, like I said, use some Scotch tape. It's just not right at my fingertips, so this works, okay? So there we have that, and then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come in here, and I'm not going to tie a bow because this is kind of a, it's very bulky. Because of the ruffles in it, it's very bulky when you try to make a bow, okay? So I'm just going to do the faux bow or the knot, which looks just as fabulous, I think. And when you're mailing the Christmas cards, you don't want it too bulky to charge more on the cost of your postage. So there we go. All right, so that's what I have, and we're ready to put this down. So let's go ahead and put a little extra adhesive, just because we have the ribbon around the back. But again, like I said, I'm going to bring this right down to that line where I ran it through the emboss machine, and beautiful. Okay, just like that. Now, these other pieces that I have die cut, these are out of shaded spruce. This little piece I did out of crumb cake. I don't know that you can see that. I'm going to bring this up here, but there's so much detail in this little piece. It's awesome. So we're going to take these, and I have my silicone mat here because I love it, love it. That way I don't get adhesive all over my workspace. Whatever adhesive ends up on the mat can actually just be rubbed off out of the way. So this piece is going to come right in here, and I'm kind of going to bring it so that it doesn't poke through under my knot here. And then this piece, let's get adhesive on that, and that's going to go kind of right there, kind of the sprigs. Look how it coordinates so nicely with this paper. That's why I love it. And then the last thing we're going to do is take this little piece that we are going to put some red gems on for our berries and give it a pop of sparkle. So that's kind of just going to go right there. See that? But here is what just makes it fabulous. This is what I have left of my little red gems. They're a great price. They're in the annual catalog, and they just coordinate beautiful. So I'm just going to grab these, and they're going to go right on the berry space of this die cut, and they fit perfect, and it's just going to give you that little bit of sparkle that you need in that card. See that? Isn't that great? Okay, and then last but not least, I'm going to grab another one, and I'm just going to bring that red, and I'm just going to put one little dot right there by my Merry Christmas. Now, if you wanted to do 3 or a triangle, you could do any of that you want to. But that's what I'm going to go with. And let's move this out of the way. And then mount our focal point layer. I am going to go ahead and use dimensionals and pop this up. It's not going to make that much of a height difference, but it'll give it just enough so you can really see the details in the embossing folder, and that it is something separate from your base card. There we go. All right, so let's go kind of right there and right here. Oh, and I think we'll just need one there and one here. Okay, so this takes longer than you would want it to, but let me get all these backings off. And the way I see if I got them all is I just kind of go to the side a little bit, and it looks like I missed. No, I guess I did not miss. Okay, very good. And now we're ready to put this onto our card base. And you have just a little bit of white around the edges. And voila, you have a beautiful Christmas card. So you can see just a little bit how that pops up just a little bit, and you can see the beautiful detailing that coordinates so good with this paper and this whole design. So make sure that if you need any of the products that are here, they're all on my website right here at my website, at my storefront. You can order all of these products. If you need any help whatsoever, all of my contact information is there. Make sure that you sign up to contact me. You can be on my email list, so you'll get any classes that I'm doing. I do have a class coming up for Mistletoe Magic that's gorgeous. So watch for that video. And I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you will make some of these designs and just let me know that you made them. I hope that you will continue to watch every week as I put out the next several weeks, a total of 12 weeks of Christmas. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.